last year was the first year I participated, and I was able to get all 31 days done. And I was able to put them all into a single book. And if you've watched any of my other videos, you will have seen you know, my drawings from last year. So this year I thought I would make another book. And this time though, I'm going to be using, as you can see, some different supplies. And since I'm also already doing Inktober 52, which I put into a different book here, I put all of my weekly prompts in and drawings in this binder, and I'll be continuing that. I wanted to pare down or simplify what I was going to draw for 2020. So as I said, I changed up my supplies. Instead of using dip pens and inks, I am going to use my Copics. And I have a fairly large collection of Copics that I haven't used for a long time. I started collecting them many years ago when I was doing some Copic drawings, mostly for scrapbooking and card making. So I thought this would be a great time to get back in using my Copics, and luckily one great thing about Copics is at least the sketch ones that I have, they're refillable, and you can replace the nibs and that kind of thing. So they last a long time. I'll insert a picture here of the Copics that I have collected. It's not all of them, but it's a vast amount. So what I did for this challenge this month is I pulled out some of the colors that I knew I would be using. So basically Inktober this year for me, I am going to center it around a theme, and that theme is pumpkins. So basically I will need oranges, yellows, and greens. There will probably on occasion be a time where I need another color, but I'll pull that out as needed. So what I did was I got out these colors. I also have the black 100 and the colorless blender, of course. And I also have a few of the various ink refills, and these are great for refilling the sketch markers. As well, you can replace the nibs if you have to on either end, the brush nib or the chisel. But luckily mine are in still good condition. I think most of them are. But I did pull out some refills that I thought I might need in case it runs dry. Since I'll be using a lot of the same colors all month, I do have quite a few of these refills. So the other things that I'm going to use for my drawings this year are the Copic multi-liners. So I have a variety of sizes for those, from the 0.3 to the 0.5, 0.7, and the brush. And all of these are still in good working condition with the exception of the brush multi-liner. Now this is the SP version of the Copic multi-liners, so these are refillable. The end pops out for new cartridges, which is great, and also the nibs are replaceable. And it's a good thing because mine is in some serious, needs some serious help here. I need to replace that nib before I start using it. So what I did was I went on Amazon last week and made sure that I got myself a spare brush nib. Hopefully you can see that without glare. So I'll be inserting that into my Copic multi-liner brush pen, and I have 3 of these refillable ink cartridges, so that if I do run short or run dry on any of my brushes, I'm all set. So, as I said, I'm going to be using this book. This is a Be Creative watercolor sketchbook, and it has 35 pages, which is a perfect size. When I got mine last year, I got a few of them at the same time, so I'm good for a couple of Inktobers, so that I can have them all in the same style books. However, Copics don't really work well on some watercolor papers. If you use it on some papers, it sinks or absorbs into the paper so much that you use a lot more ink. The better paper to use for Copics, and when I was getting my Copics years ago from an art store, I did pick up some of this cartooning paper, which is specifically made for alcohol ink markers. But as you can see, it's quite large. It's 9 by 12 sheets. So what I did was got out my paper cutter and cut each sheet into 4. So I have lots of the proper size. It's about a 4.5 by 6 inch sheet, and I can do my drawings on this, and then I will just put them into my book with some two-sided tape so that I can keep my collection again. Hopefully, if I can get the whole Inktober done this year, I'll have another full book. So this paper is really, really slick, and I haven't used it much, so this will be a real learning experience for me. And that's what Inktober is about. It's about challenging yourself to either find a style or improve on your drawing habits and, you know, improve on your artwork. So I thought this was a perfect time to use paper I haven't really used much before, use my markers I haven't used in a long time, and do a theme and simplify. So I think I'm all set. What I did was a couple of weeks ago when Jake Parker sent out the prompt list, I did go through and use this little sketchbook that I have. I've used it for last year's thumbnails and now for this year's thumbnails. I've already drafted out a few ideas that I'd like to do this year. So as I said, they're going to be simpler, so I won't be doing videos on each drawing. What I'll try to do is upload to Instagram when I draw. It may be every day, it may not be, maybe every couple of days. But what I will do is I'll try to record as much as I can and put videos up on YouTube with a compilation of a few days at a time. Since they will be simpler, they'll definitely not take as long as my ink drawings last year or the Inktober 52 drawings that I'm continuing to do. So I will continue to do the Inktober 52s using my pen and inks, my dip pens, and then October's 1 to 31, days 1 to 31, I am going to do in Copics, which means once every week on Thursdays when Inktober 52 and Inktober 2020 overlap, I will end up doing 2 different drawings, but that's okay because the ones in Copics are going to be pretty simple. So I hope you enjoy seeing what I'm going to be doing this month. Hopefully I can complete the month like I did last year and get more caught up on the Inktober 52 as well. So until then, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoy seeing what I'm going to be making. And if you're participating as well, please put your links below if you've got them on YouTube or Instagram, and or let me know somehow where I can find you so that I can come and see what you're doing as well. I love meeting new artists and visiting ones that I discovered last year as well. So until then, thank you so much everyone for joining me, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. Okay, so that was a bit of a fail. On my first attempt to use this cartooning paper, it says it's super slick. And yeah, that's right. It certainly is. And I'll take this out so you can see it better. This is professional cartooning paper that I got from the art store a few years back when I got a lot of my Copic markers. And I thought this would be great for using for Inktober, but it's proving to be just a pain in the butt. Super slick, 80 pound. Yeah, I'm not really thrilled with how this is turning out. Even though I cut, luckily I didn't cut it all. I cut a couple of sheets, but I'm really not very pleased with the results. It's just too hard to blend the Copics properly. I think I'm going to need a lot more practice to use this efficiently. So what I thought I would do is stop where I was on my practice pumpkin here and try a few other papers that I had on hand. Since Inktober has already started, I really don't have time to go out and get and try new papers, so I thought I would just try what I had on hand. And the first thing that I had on hand is what I've been using for Inktober 52 and last year's Inktober, using the Bombay inks and my dip pen, and that's the Strathmore Watercolor. This is 140 pound or 300 GSM. But when I did a little test on how well it blends, I wasn't thrilled with it, and it soaks up so much ink. It shows through the other side, and I found that yeah, it really didn't blend very well. It took a lot of work just to get it to start blending there, so scrap that idea. And then I thought I would try, you know, just regular copy paper that I use in my printer, but it was way too flimsy and light and bled right through really easily. So then I thought, well, I've been doing my thumbnails last year and this year in this Robert Bateman sketchbook, and it's recycled paper, 110 pound, but it's only 5x7. So what I don't have enough pages left in the book because I've used quite a few. The only way I can use this is to cut the sheets in half, so they'll be a lot smaller. They'll be about 3.5 by 4.5 inches in size, which is okay. I wanted to make them smaller this year anyway. So I did a little test on it, and I was really quite pleased with the blending on that paper. And also the other thing that I really like about this paper is I can use the Coal Erase pencil. I use the Prismacolor red Coal Erase pencil for doing my sketching. I can erase on it. And with the cartooning paper, it wouldn't let me erase very well at all. So yeah, I'm able to even do my sketches much better with this. So I'm pleased with that. Yeah, it bleeds right through though. So that's one downfall of that. So I'm gonna have to make sure that I'll probably just use washi tape to tape my pages onto some cardboard backer when I go to color in my sketches. So I think now I've got that first hurdle over. It's too bad that I wasted a day or so trying to test out papers and that, but that's part of the Inktober challenge, is to learn. So what I learned today was that I really don't like cartooning paper, and I guess I'm just not proficient enough with Copics to use it properly, and that I much prefer the sketchbook paper. So that's what I'm going to go with for the rest of the month. So I'm hoping tomorrow, when the sun is out again, because it's already getting dark here, that I'll be able to get to days 1, 2, and 3 all tomorrow, and I should be able to do that because it's my birthday tomorrow and I'm going to spend my whole birthday drawing. So I hope you enjoy seeing what I've been up to and you know, learning from maybe my mistakes. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting on with it tomorrow with some of my first drawings. We'll see you then. Bye.